you trotting, Mum? Which way are you tracking when you get to the end? Track right. Yes! Oh, I do not want that to happen, thank you. Are both identical, like unless we are really forced to do it with quite a lot of chivying. Is it recording? It's upside down, Mum. Not that it really matters, but that's what I thought I had at home. Well, I do feel nervous because it's the first time I've brought him to a school for ages, and we're on our own. We haven't got Em and Lola to keep us company and keep me calm. Dare have my spurs on. Sorry, Em, I was a wimp. Good morning, guys, and welcome to this week's vlog, where we are quite literally dusting off the dressage bridle. If you've been a subscriber for a while and watched last week's vlog, you will know I spent the weekend tidying my tack room and the majority of my tack, but I never got round to actually cleaning my dressage bridle. Probably because I didn't think I was going to use it for a while. However, when I put a post up on my Instagram stories yesterday saying that I needed a little bit of creativity and inspiration for this weekend's vlog, again, flying solo, it's a little bit like, what shall I film, what shall I show? I had a message from Melissa from Dressage Riders Online, and it wasn't actually about dressage, it was about HelloFresh. But she put me a message on WhatsApp, and then she was like, do you think you're going to have a chance to film a test in March? And I was like, ooh. Did you see my story? Are you prompting me from this? And she was like, no, seriously, I didn't. But I did see, excuse Banksy making noise in the background. That means he's finished his breakfast and has thrown his bowl over the door. Yep. Empty, is it, mate? Yes, Mum. Yeah, I was like, did you see my story and you contacted me to prompt me to do this? Because I said I was looking for creativity. And she said, no, I didn't actually, but I did see your vlog last weekend where your dressage saddle was mouldy. I was like, oh, okay. So I did clean that. It's just my bridle I hadn't got round to doing. So we are going to put it to use today. Those of you that have followed the vlogs again for a while will know that it takes a lot to convince me to go to dressage, especially on my own. Normally, Emily drags me along, kicking and screaming. Not quite literally, but I'm always like, oh, if we have to. And I generally, if I'm 100% honest, only ever learn a test and ride a test prior to an event. So if I got an event booked and I know what test it is, that is when I will then go and practice the test and be like, right, yeah, I need to learn it. I need to practice the movements, and that is the only time that I really will admit to practicing dressage. Obviously, we do the odd exercises and schooling in the summer months when we're eventing, but during the winter, I will admit, I don't do a lot, and we all know that. There's no point me being honest about it. Open and honest all the way. But because I am not very good at doing these kind of things solo, I thought, why don't I get somebody else involved? Because then it will hold me accountable. I've said I'll do it. I've said to Melissa, yep, I'll do one of the BE tests. Then I was like, oh, wonder if I could collab with another grammar and see whether it would encourage them to have a go if they've never taken part in dressage online before. So I popped Verena, aka Girl About the Yard, a message and said, would you like to give it a try? Have you ever done online dressage? And she said, actually, no, I haven't. She said, the yard I used to be at did it a lot, but I never actually got involved. And as my competition that I was meant to be going to last Wednesday didn't end up going ahead, as unfortunately lots of competitions have been cancelled recently because of the coronavirus. I don't know if that's the reason why hers was cancelled, but I do know that it was cancelled and she didn't end up going. She said, yeah, I would actually like to give it a try. It's not something I've really thought of doing, but I think it would be good for us, and I'm going to challenge myself and I'm going to give elementary a bash. And I was like, okay, I wasn't going to challenge myself. I was going to stick to prelims stroke a BE test. But there we go, that's what we're doing. So let me introduce you guys to Verena. I'll hand you over to her for a couple of seconds. She can introduce herself and her gorgeous boy, Oscar. Da-da-da. Over to you, Verena.
Meet Oscar and Lilibet. Been out for a couple of seconds whilst, hey friend! Whilst I have been mucking out. You had a good roll. Good roll. You ready to come in now? You ready? Hello, I am Girl About the Yard, or Verena, whatever you want to call me. Welcome to my tack shop. How can I help you? This is where the magic happens, or should happen if I ever decide to do my tack cleaning. I have a 17-hand, well, is he 17-hand, 17-2, Irish sport horse. He's massive. I've had him for 3 years. Prior to that, Thunder, my previous one, who's a beautiful grey, went to heaven with tendon damage from basically wear and tear. It all went a bit wrong. And so he went to heaven 2016, got Oscar in 2017. It's been a blast ever since. I have this time around done an elementary because I just thought, why not? It can only go wrong in the same way that my novice or prelim could have done, dropping out of canter, not picking up the correct lead, all those kind of things. I mean, they can all go wrong at the lower levels, so I thought, why not? Let's do the higher one.
Okay, I'm back just for a few seconds. The one thing I didn't mention is that the size of your arena isn't massively important on accuracy. However, you do have to have markers. And Emily told me last night that the arena that I have managed to book, an outdoor arena just 10 minutes from home, doesn't have markers. And I know that back there somewhere, I've got my markers that I put in my field in the summer, but I've got to figure out how I get to them. And I think that might disturb Pussycat, who's having a snooze. Oh no, they are in there somewhere, but look at this bomb site in the end stable. It's all just clutter and junk, apart from the cat, obviously. But I need to get in there and find those, so yeah, less time. Oh, hi Puss. This is where I get carried away and end up being late because I get distracted, giving Puss attention and vlogging. Phone is going down and I will update you guys once I'm at the school, if I find the markers. So we're in the car on the way to the school. We've made our homemade markers. Need to put them in the right place though. And I've just been reciting the test with Mummy, learning it. Haven't we, Mum? Yeah. And I think I know it. Down the centre line, track right, all the way around to A, serpentine. Like, oh golly gosh, right now, let's not carry on thinking about dressage tests, let's concentrate on driving. But we're on a private road leading down to the arena now. I know the test, there's no point me reciting it. I do know the test, I do know the test. I learnt it through the new app that British Eventing have just brought out in collaboration with Dressage Test Pro. I will put a link to it below, and you can actually draw your test on your iPhone now, and it talks you through the test as well as you're riding it. So that was a really good learning tool and something that I have been thinking has been needed for ages. So I'm glad somebody has had the incentive to bring that out because it's fab and made it really, really easy to learn. We're just pulling up. How do you feel about filming today, Mum? All the the vlog viewers know. How close are you to me? The vlog viewers know that sometimes you film on selfie mode.
However, the vlog viewers also know that I take the best photos. I might not be a blogger, but I'm a good photographer.
Yeah, but today we need the actually, Mum could look. We're here. Let's hold. Let's park. Actually, we could put it round like that. Oh, it feels like Emily's in the car with me. We could set my phone up.
Mummy,
best
not
mummy.
best friend.
Here, look.
Best mummy.
Or we could just put my phone on the tripod and then you could carry on just taking photos and you won't have to take responsibility for filming the whole test.
And I won't go running around where I'm not meant to.
No, you won't be in the way. Maybe we'll do that. We'll see. We'll do a warm-up one and see how you get on with filming and then...
Thank you for your confidence, darling.
That's all right. And P.S. you're not stealing my handbag. I know you like it, but you're not having it. Andrea loved it last night too. Somebody's wired, aren't you? He's excited, aren't you? Sorry to disappoint you, mate, but it is dressage. First things first, let's go
Can you give
put
him
some M for man-made markers out.
Can you warm him up first so that
course I
he's
will.
got rid of some of his...
Oh, do you want to warm him up
No,
for me?
I don't think so. Look what Mummy's found.
Oh, well, that's what I thought I had at home from in my field, but I can't find them anywhere. However, A, okay.
I'm not sure if that is...
F is over there. F should be over there if I'm entering an A there. Okay, right, let's suss this out. Need two hands. Ta-da! Done! Now time to get the pony and enter at A. Be down the centre line. Are you trotting, Mum? Which way are you tracking when you get to the end? Track right. Yes! Oh, I do not want that to happen, thank you. Might have nearly had a mini meltdown then when I pulled two left-handed gloves out of my hat bag, but thankfully I had put another thank you, I had put another spare pair in. So the rules of tack and attire that you must wear when doing Dressage Riders Online are you must wear gloves and your horse must have boots on. They can be any type of boots, but they just have to have boots on to prove that you're not actually in a proper dressage competition. So you can wear normal attire or competition attire, but if you do wear competition attire, you must wear boots to prove that you're not actually at a competition and you are doing it purely as your entry for Dressage Riders Online. Right, let's brave getting on. You're gonna be a good boy, I hope so. Be nice to Mummy. What have you got your eyes on? I will admit, I do feel nervous because it's the first time I've brought him to a school for ages and we're on our own. We haven't got Em and Lola to keep us company and keep you calm, have we? Right, we've got Mummy though. It'll be fine. It will be fine.
If she told Mummy before, Mummy wouldn't have come.
Oh, thanks. So I thought I'd do something just a little bit different here and do a voiceover of how I felt it went prior to me actually seeing the judges' comments and the test sheet. So clearly here is just me warming him up. He was a little bit sharp and spooky. He was good as gold down this end, but a bit sharp and spooky down the other end. I didn't brave putting my spurs on to start with, but once we'd done a couple of canters, I then put them on ready for the test riding. I was actually really pleased with how we went, considering neither of us had schooled for quite a long time. He was just anticipating things a bit, like we were stretching here, and then you've got to pick your reins up and trot again by the marker, and he's like, oh, I'm ready to trot now. But right, let's get into the test. So I'm literally going to do this straight away without any editing or anything. So here goes, we're coming down the centre line. Oh, the thing that tells me it's recording is kind of in the way of me viewing the test. That's a bit awkward. But yeah, he came down the centre line quite nice. Quite nice. Quite straight. You know I'm not a dressage diva, guys. My terminology for all dressage related things might not quite be on par with Emily's. Oh, I don't know if this is going to work because it's just saying recording and I can't actually see what I'm doing. How do people do this? Not sure. Right, well, we'll just carry on and give it a bash and see what happens. Banksy's currently behind the word that says recording in a black box, so I can't really see what he's doing. But I know that a serpentine was a good shape, I think. I don't think its bend was as good as it could have been. And I know that my balance over the transitions to change a diagonal wasn't, oh God, I can't keep up. Look, I've started cantering already. This is not good. The canter transition was good. I was pleased with the canter transition. He was very forward in the canter. My circle was a bit big, I think. But he had a nice contact and I feel that he was coming through from behind. That's the correct terminology, isn't it? Oh, a downward transition. Not the best, but they never are, so. Nicely round there, though. A little bit against my hand, I think, into the walk. Again, I can't even see him because this voice recording thing is in the way. I'm going to take a screenshot in a minute and show you guys what I mean by this voice recording thing. Oh, he did a nice stretch in his walk. Mum wobbled the camera a bit there. Stretchy, stretchy, and he's really tracking up there, which is nice too. And then he has got to trot by the track. Yay! And he didn't anticipate it just as I picked my reins up, but as you can see, my reins are still a little bit long because I didn't dare pick them up too quickly. This serpentine felt better. Bend changed better, and he went, which meant he was more relaxed, didn't it? A little bit against the hand there, I think. And left canter transition is just about to come up. Not quite as smooth as the one on the right rein, but still obedient. Obedient, is that the word? Yeah. I actually feel we have better bend on the left rein in canter than the right today, which is a first. Circle felt a nice size, better than the first as well. And just a little bit, he was anticipating the downward transition there. He was like, oh, I'm ready to trot, mum. This was the second time we went through the test. And I do feel coming across here on the diagonal, I had to push him a bit and then he went against my hand. So I think he was starting to feel a bit tired, to be honest with you. But it went really well. Again, on the centre line. Yep, quite pleased with myself there. And he went and smashed a good halt. Massive pats. Good boy, Banksy. Ah. A well-deserved little munch for being a good boy. Hey, Banks. He was a little bit spooky and fresh to start with, and I didn't dare have my spurs on. Sorry, Em, I was a wimp. And a bit spooky down the very end of the arena, but often Banksy and Lola are down here. In the summer, there's always cows just behind the hedge. There wasn't today, but it was still a bit windy and a bit spooky. Although I do think having these on helped, because he soon settled and was a very good boy, weren't you? We ran through the test twice. Going to look at them back, and obviously I hope that the second one is going to be the better one of the two, and that's the one that I will upload. However, it might surprise me in the first one, but I do think on one of the serpentines we had like a mini stride of canter. I'm not sure. I think I just applied my leg a little bit much. Oh, there's motorbikes coming. You probably won't be able to hear me. Let's get him in the trailer, and then I will debrief with you guys and see how Verena got on as well.
And it was a success. I mean, let's not talk too soon because we don't have any remarks, but I'm pretty pleased with it. We were going to go with a read out one. Rob, my husband, was going to read it out and he was going to film as well. And then it turned out to just be a bit too complicated. So instead, we stuck with him filming it, and I had, by that point, I'd learned it. So yeah, I'm really, really excited about it. I've got a few comments that I'd like to make about myself. But apart from that, I'm pretty pleased. We've come on leaps and bounds, if I may say so myself. And so thank you, Tina, for the massive kick off the bum to do an elementary and just get on with it. And hope you like them. Quite a lot of dressage.
So we fade in the rhythm. So we fade in the rhythm. Never talk about the things that are everlasting. Oh baby, we won't ever last. Hoping we're in that movie when you teach me how to dance. And I'm just a young and foolish, begs for a second chance. I'm doing clumsy pirouettes in your bedroom light, praying you will ask me to come stay the night. Baby, we're so cute to pretend. We both know it don't make no sense. When you go, I can't make you stay. So we live for the night and we fade in the rhythm. So cute to pretend. We both know it don't make no sense. And when you go, I can't make you stay. So we fade in the rhythm. So we fade in the rhythm.
Good morning, guys. So it's now the next day. I've just got back from the gym and it's now mucking out time. I haven't actually caught up with Verena properly yet. I was going to try and FaceTime her and think about recording it to see how she found doing her test yesterday. She has sent me some snippets of it over, but I will admit I've been that go that I haven't actually watched it. So I thought I would send her a few questions now and then get her to do a little video reply and insert that in here so we can find out maybe how she felt when I first asked her to do it, how keen she was, or whether she did and ah a little bit. Something new is always a bit daunting, isn't it? Whether it's something you're doing solo or something you, just have never done before. So I'm interested to see how she felt when I first asked her if she would participate in the Dressage Riders Online and be part of the vlog with me. Also last night I had the email come through from Olivia to say that the podcast is ready to go live and that I could listen to it. So I listened to the majority of that. It's really long. It's 1 hour 32 minutes. Can you tell we were both like... But I listened to the majority of that last night and then in the bath whilst chilling out. And then I listened to the rest this morning. So I now need to go and watch Verena's video that she sent me. I thought I'll send her a couple of questions and then hopefully she's got a chance to answer and I will insert that in here. Hey Verena! So firstly, I would like to know, if you don't mind, what did you think when I first said to you, how would you fancy doing a Dressage Riders Online video this weekend? Have you ever done one before, firstly? And would you be keen to film one for me this weekend? How did you feel? I know you were on the train at the time and made a spontaneous yes decision, but what were your initial thoughts?
Hello. So my immediate reaction when you said, do you want to have a go, was, yeah, absolutely, can't wait. And then I thought, oh gosh, I've definitely bitten off more than I can chew. And then thought, basically went on a wave of emotions as to whether or not I was going to do it or not. I then decided this is it. This is the moment where I'm going to get past the fear of only ever doing prelim and novice. Somebody's walking past the field. And then I thought, no, actually, we can't faff around with this because I'd spent the whole of last season not bothering to move on from prelim and novice. And actually, I just needed to commit. My riding instructor was telling me all the time to keep doing it. Like, have a go, have a go, have a go. You can't, as I always say, but needed to take a leaf out of my own book. You can't be perfect when you start. So this was the kick up the that I needed. So thanks, Tina.
Also, to give a little bit of background, because you've been in competition hibernation, very much like us over winter, haven't you? When was the last test that you did prior to this, and which test was that?
In terms of the events that I've done previously, the last dressage test I did was... Actually, the last dressage test I did was at Skipton Horse Trials, which was on the 4th of August last year. And I got 99.9% of the whole event. Boom, at Chihuahua. So that's something to work on. I did actually only get 30 on my dressage. I did a really good dressage, but everything else just let me down. But previous to that, dressage only, BD-wise, unaffiliated, I did the novice 27 or 28 that was available to do this time for Dressage Riders Online. And I just thought I could do that again. But last time I did it, I got placed. So, and actually, I think I came first. Had a double first that event. So I thought this is the time to dive in. So thanks.
And again, I realised that I had to make you make quite a spontaneous decision, and then you took a very rare, infrequent, random fall off the boy the same afternoon that you agreed to do it. So then I was like, oh no, is she going to be able to do it? Please don't feel pressure to do it. But you were like, yeah, of course I will. I'll just carry on and do it. It's no problem at all. And to top that, I'm going to push myself and do elementary. Like, how did you do that? That's awesome.
Yeah, as you say, Oscar did get me off. He got me off on an extended canter. He just ignored me and he just thought, let's go. I said, let's do some more work. My instructor said, come on, let's get some more effort out of him. And he went, screw you. And to be fair, we are both identical. Like, unless we are really forced to do it with quite a lot of chivying, we just both are not interested. So it was classic Oscar and I both in the same scenario. I was a bit like, oh, let's not do some more medium canter, and he was like, this is how much we're not going to do it. So he dropped me. But obviously, as typically is always the way with horses, as soon as I got back on, which I did in kind of like 30 seconds, he was amazing. He literally felt like he was floating. So he and I were both kind of, I was in awe of him, he hated me. It was a perfect scenario.
And I know from your previous comments that you feel the test did go well, so I am really, really pleased to hear that. I haven't actually sent you the details on how to upload it. Oh, tripping over the cat. How to upload it, but it's really, really simple. You can upload it either by WeTransfer, you can upload it onto Facebook, onto YouTube, or you can send it to them via WhatsApp. So I am going to send you the info on how to do that now. And yeah, over and out, I think, for a minute. I'm going to ride my pony.
And in terms of the reaction to the whole test, I thought it went really well. I said, you know, on the gram on Saturday that I thought it went really well and that I was really pleased with it. I sent it to my instructor and she was like, well, that was a good go. Good go. Why didn't you just, it's like worse than saying you're disappointed in me. But I'm hoping that's tough love, and actually it was all right. I feel myself that we did a really good attempt at it, almost more like saying I'm disappointed in myself. And I feel really happy with it. I'm really glad that we did it. We ticked that off, like we ticked off the box that we've done in elementary, regardless of what the result is. And I am chuffed that we were able to do it on our own home ground and that he listened to me at home, because normally he only listens on adventure or at competition. My comments would be, we've worked extremely hard the last 6-8 months on having him supple on both sides, and I feel like he was much better on that. And also his inside leg coming through, or hind leg coming through on the canter circles, and I feel like we did do that as well. So although it's not picture perfect as we all dream and lust for, I'm pretty chuffed with it. I think my advice to myself would be try to slow down. So I always go faster than I need to. So that would be my own advice. And second to that is either get a second or third person to help. So I had my husband who filmed it, Rob, but he also wanted him to read it and I also wanted him to film it. So I was pretty demanding. But in the end, we ended up with me just learning it and then him filming it. So yeah, I'm so overall, like, as much as this is completely making it over dramatic, I'm so happy that we did it, because we've done it, and that now, sorry, getting arm cramp, that now gives me the motivation to go and do that level for the rest of the season and, you know, practice on what we've done and perfect it. So thanks, Tina. Thanks for being that slightly over excited human and getting me to do it. I was going to say animal then, but that would not have been a nice thing to say. And in terms of the whole adventure, I think that Dressage Riders Online is such a wonderful forum of just being able to upload the test that you're comfortable with doing. On the list of tests that you could have done, there must have been 8 or 9 different tests of different levels. And yeah, just overly incredibly impressed with Dressage Riders Online. So thanks very much, Tina, for the opportunity, but also congratulations to the Dressage Online team for Dressage Riders Online team for making it a really smooth and easy journey. And you may see me again competing. Exciting. Also thought I might just give you an update on my health post-fall. Friday, absolutely fine, didn't feel it whatsoever. Saturday, felt it a bit at lunchtime. Saturday afternoon again, after the elementary, thought, this isn't great. Woke up this morning, the back of my neck is killing me. So, you know, whatever, do it for the gram, do it for the tube.
You can upload your tests onto YouTube, onto Facebook, by WeTransfer, via WhatsApp. There's so many different ways you can do it. I haven't quite informed Verena of that yet, but I will do that shortly. I will send her the link. You can also pay online by debit card, you can pay by PayPal, you can even send a check, or you can pay by backs. and it's just really simple. Also, oh, even better, you can get £2.50 off your entry fee by entering code MT Adventures. So if you are thinking about giving Dressage Riders Online a go, now I will add here, this is not a paid for advertisement. This literally, they gave me a chance, or they gave Emily the chance a few months back to do it. Emily said yes. Emily tried to encourage me. Tina said no to start with because Tina doesn't like doing dressage. And then I was like, no, I do need to do something this weekend. Had the gentle nudge, thank you, Melissa. I do appreciate that because it made me do it. In turn, I've gently nudged Verena, and in turn, we are both going to gently nudge you guys because it's just making us get out and do things with our lovely ponies. Thankfully, the weather was a bit better yesterday than it is today. Whilst we're not actually fully competing, Abby's season isn't actually starting, unfortunately, after something I read on Friday. The schedule's changed slightly, but I'll update you on that another time. But it gives us longer time to prepare and to do more online dressage tests, because that is by far our weakest phase. I'm going to end the vlog here, guys, because I'm going to go and ride my pony. It's probably been very long, as per usual. And I'm going to insert some snippets from the podcast with Olivia. I'm not sure if I've mentioned much about it on here, but I was absolutely buzzing when I finished. I started listening to it last night, and then I finished listening to it this morning, and I'm super chuffed. It went really well. We talked for hours. It ended up, I think I have already said, it ended up being 1 hour and 32 minutes long. However, we were talking for longer than that because we talked afterwards when it got off air too, when it stopped being recorded. And yeah, she's just such a lovely, she's always inspired me. For the last few years I've looked up to her and massively enjoyed watching her vlogs and her competition progress and her training, and just, yeah, she's so inspirational, motivational, and such a lovely person. So it was really an honour to be invited to be on her podcast, which goes live, what is it today, Sunday, so it goes live tomorrow morning at 8 AM. Obviously I'll be sharing it on my Instagram. Would really appreciate it if you guys can tag us in your Instagram stories when you're listening to it. You can listen to it, oh gosh, I don't know about these things, but I know you can listen to it on iPod. What's it called? Is it Spotify? No, I don't know. Okay. However you listen to podcasts, listen to it there. I'll put a link below to it. I don't even know what I listen to podcasts on. It's just an app on my phone that says podcasts. I think it's just an Apple app. I'm good with technology. I'm going. Hope you've all had a fab weekend. Thank you all again for your support and for making my last 3 weeks of vlogging solo without Emily a lot easier than I thought it was going to be. I thought it was going to be horrible, but it's actually been quite good fun. Over and out. I don't even know if we'll be reunited. Can you tell I'm excited? Reunited next week, because she's probably going to have to self-isolate for 2 weeks now, which isn't a laughing matter. It is a serious... It is crazy, actually. Me and Rob were only saying this morning that I think lots of people thought it was scaremongering, but actually it is very, very serious now. We're trying to tell his dad how serious it is because his dad's 78 and we're a bit concerned about his health when he goes out and about. And I believe over 70-year-olds are going to be put on 2 weeks self-isolation. I'm not really sure. I don't know the facts, but it is worrying. Last week, when it was just about our ski holiday being cancelled, I was selfishly a little bit, but now I do realise the severity of it. And yeah, we've all just got to be as hygienic as possible and as sensible as possible, not to spread it and to not go unnecessary places. And yeah, I'm blabbing as per usual. I'm going to go. Make sure you listen to the podcast tomorrow, guys. And also, if you've got any questions about Dressage Riders Online, then feel free to put me a message. I will happily help. As I said a minute ago, this is not a paid for advert. I was just kindly gifted the tests to do. So, full transparency and everything like that. Blabbing. Bye-bye. Yeah.
That's amazing, isn't it? So how did you start deciding that you wanted to vlog? Was it because people wanted you to that had been watching, or did you feel like you wanted to put a message out there, or did you just want to document your...
Well, it actually wasn't even optional.
Wasn't it?
No, it was part of the, well, not contract, but just basically Horse and Country. Then following on from the programme, they wanted to do monthly All-Star Diaries.
Wow.
So you then had to make a vlog, which had to be a maximum of 3 minutes.
Okay.
And I remember at the time struggling to fill that 3 minutes, and now I can't get less
Now
than
you
30
can't
minutes.
make them short.
Yeah, 100% there.